We'll be going through 5 stages in the webinar, and our objective is to provide you value. So with each one of these stages that we go through, we're providing you an accelerator to improve your project timeline. Let's start with gathering information. Our testing and maintaining portion of our integration build. And so when it comes to testing and maintaining, one of the accelerators that we've got for you in this space is removing the external dependencies during system integration testing. And so what we've seen is that there's a need to test our interfaces, to test at least our interfaces and our technology and integration that we've built, as well as our mapping rules according to our business processes and the logic. And we don't want to have to wait for a vendor to have their build ready for us to test. So in order to get past that, we have partnered with INT4 in Switzerland, and this is the accelerator that we have for you today, is the INT4 suite. Prasanna, do you want to tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, in a typical scenario, let's say we have hundreds of interfaces and we are in a system integration test phase, for example, right? And we are integrating with various third-party systems. And often they may not be ready, or they may not have a resource to support us with. So what we can do is we can take a message that has already, let's say, passed successfully in PIPO, for example, and load it and then create our own test case. And then use that as a reference to check. And then we can automatically run various test cases. And then it gives us like a neat report where it even checks the payloads and says, okay, this message was as expected or as per the reference. And we can also hide some of the sensitive information, for example, or if there could be fields that we know are going to change, we can add it to an exception list. So this is definitely useful. This can also be done in production, like post-production, we have an issue, right? We can always take that as a sample. So that way we can reduce time and effort and dependency on the third-party companies. So definitely the service virtualization is one of the key tools that we have, that big companies got to use when they're running large transformation projects. And using these tool, we can simulate all the external systems and remove the dependency and definitely save a lot of money. And there is even a tool to calculate how much we can save by reducing all these third-party services. So this is definitely useful and speeds up the whole integration testing phase of the project.
Excellent. Thank you, Prasanna. So this brings us into our last point on the build and the test phase, and that is, how do you remove regression from landscapes that are complex? So if you picture the scenario, you've built your integration, you have a solid integration with multiple vendors, and it is the backbone of your business. And now you've got new changes which are coming through. How do you ensure that you're not damaging your existing flows? So you've got multiple transports. Yes, you do your integration testing. Yes, you run your UAT. Yes, you do everything. However, how do you stop the regression? And that, again, is something that we have an accelerator for, and that we can propose that you could adopt. And that is, again, to use the INT4 suite, where we have a test, which is a copy of production, and it's a integration which you've got in production, which is copied into your quality system or your testing system, and it automatically runs with its own generated payload every single day, as many times as you want. And then when you come to work in the morning, all that you do is check your test results. And whenever you have a new transport that comes to your quality system and it's using your new mapping flows or it's using your new business rules, you can see if your existing integrations are going to be broken or not without any work being done. So this robotic process automation enables multiple tests to be run. In fact, it's used by global companies to test every single integration in their company, in their system. And we are talking like top Fortune 500 companies. And so you can leverage the same technology and solution for your company and the project that you are on now. Prasanna, is there anything that you wish to add in this?
Yeah. So let's say if we have the critical processes that are required, that we have to want to make sure that are important for the business, we can run them every day, for example, as you said, or even every hour. We can schedule it as a background job. And as so many change requests keep going to production, we can always make sure that that hasn't impacted this by looking at this report. We can also have it as an email where if there is any error, we'll be able to quickly see and then take action to make sure that it hasn't impacted anything. So, yeah.
Excellent. Thank you.